Election night eve. Oh, I hope everyone enjoyed their extra hour of night terrors last night. We set the clocks back yesterday. Just what this election season needed, an extra hour. We are now 1 day away from having to wait another week to find out who won the election. It feels like the whole country is waiting to get the results of a biopsy. Almost 2 years ago, on November 15th, 2022, former President Donald Trump officially declared himself to be a candidate for president again. And now, 720 days, 88 criminal charges, 34 felony convictions, 4 indictments, 2 Democratic opponents, and 1 garbage truck later, here we are, Election Day. You know, people keep asking me, what do you know? What are you hearing? I don't hear anything. I don't know anything. No one does. Not even the people who say they do. They don't know anything. These polls, they're mood rings. That's all they are. They bring you up, they bring you down. Poll is short for bipolar. I click one story, it says Harris is ahead in Iowa by 3 points. Next one says Trump's winning Iowa by 10 points. Which is fine, by the way. Let him be president of Iowa. She can run the rest of the country. These polls, they're like, those women who claim they have the power to guess, to know what gender your baby is going to be? They're like, you're having a girl. I'm always right about this. And then you have a boy and they never bring it up again. They're like that. This is not a leap. There are only 2 choices. You have a 50% chance of being right. It's not like you picked the trifecta at the Belmont Stakes. There's no magic involved. It's heads or tails. At the end of this, the pollsters who are wrong will quietly disappear. The other ones will be like, I told you, 1%. What did you tell us? You called 800 losers who didn't have enough sense to not answer an unknown call. That's all you did. The results of the polls on Family Feud are more scientific than... Survey says Oprah, RFK Jr., Donald Trump, Kamala Harris. Nobody knows anything. That's right. We don't know anything. But we let these polls dictate whether we feel like throwing up or not. It's dumb. We're dumb. And after tomorrow, we're going to find out exactly how dumb we are. How many of you haven't voted yet? Okay, all right. All right, there you go, dumb. No. Or lonely. Maybe you just like the experience of standing in line with others. Guillermo, did you mail in your vote?
Yes, last week, Jimmy.
You mailed it, you put it in the mailbox?
Yes.
Or you put it in the voting box?
Put it in a voting box, yes. Yeah. No, I mailed it. I went to the post office.
You did?
Yeah, because you remind me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe any of that.
No, actually, I gave it to my wife.
Yeah. The story's getting shakier, but the candidates are pulling out all the campaign stops. Team Harris does appear to have momentum. Harrison Ford made a very powerful video in support of the vice president. Did you see this? Harrison Ford, Mark Hamill, and Dick Cheney are all supporting Kamala Harris. Luke Skywalker, Han Solo, and Darth Vader. This is one hell of a rebel alliance. Trump, he is working hard. He had 4 rallies today. He did a bunch over Saturday and Sunday and really saved the worst for last. Over the weekend, he fantasized about seeing Liz Cheney with guns in her face. He said he shouldn't have ever left the White House in 2020. He said he'd build a missile defense shield and put Herschel Walker in charge of it. He said the polls that don't show him winning should be illegal. He brought up Hannibal Lecter for no reason. He did the old Chris Christie is not a fat pig routine. And we learned that Jeffrey Epstein said he was Trump's best friend for 10 years. I still don't understand how this race is so... This is like ordering a Coke and the waiter says, is gasoline okay? We heard a bombshell audio tape in which Jeffrey Epstein says he was Trump's closest friend and shares a bunch of crazy stories. This barely moves the needle. Remember Mitt Romney went down because he put a dog carrier on the roof of his car? We just got 100 hours of Jeffrey Epstein saying he and Trump were BFFs. I didn't even get an alert about it on my phone. I got no texts on this. The Daily Beast published audio clips from interviews Epstein did with the writer Michael Wolff, who took his sweet time releasing this information. Epstein said Trump told him he likes to have sex with the wives of his best friends, to the point where Epstein described Trump as having no moral compass. Do you know what kind of lowlife you have to be for Jeffrey Epstein to say you have no moral... It's just like... It's like if R. Kelly got mad at you for leaving the toilet seat up, okay? Epstein said the first time Trump had sex with Melania was on his own private plane. And if that isn't a storybook romance, I don't know what is. Your father and I were riding on pedophile private jet. And it was the first time she saw his little bag of nuts. It's very sweet. Wolf also reports having seen a photo of Trump that was in Jeffrey Epstein's safe where there is a stain on the front of his pants and the girls are pointing at him and laughing. And that is all very interesting because when Trump was asked by Fox News over the summer whether he would declassify the Epstein files, note how clearly and quickly he answers the first two questions.
Would you declassify the 9/11 files?
Yeah.
Would you declassify JFK files?
Yeah.
Would you,
I did a lot of it.
Would you declassify the Epstein files?
Yeah, I would.
All right.
I guess I would. You don't want to affect people's lives if it's phony stuff in there, because it's a lot of phony stuff with that whole world.
Right. Better to keep them locked up in a bathroom at Mar-a-Lago. You don't want that getting out. But none of the many child welfare advocates who wear his hats seem to care about any of this. The truth means almost nothing. Pizzagate. I mean, we got Pizzagate. Why would we care about this? In North Carolina on Saturday, one of the people running the camera decided he would have a little bit of fun with Trump during one of his famous I Get the Biggest Crowd speeches.
We've had the biggest rallies in history of any country. And every rally's full. You don't have any seats that are empty. You don't have anything yet. I mean, the one we had today, you missed a beauty. We could have filled that place up 20 times. I mean, that was beautiful. And then we went to another one in another state. We had 49,000 people. She had 243 people. And I kept saying, why are we going to lose? Why are we going to lose? And we didn't lose. You know, we ended up winning. And we ended up winning the presidency, right?
How dare they fact-check him with immediate visual evidence? The part that confuses me is the people at the rally looking at the empty seats while he's saying there are no empty seats. How much washing can a human brain take? Trump's ratcheting up the rhetoric, too. Not only did he double down and defend his violent comments about Liz Cheney, at a rally in Pennsylvania yesterday, the same state where he was nearly assassinated, he was doing a bit about the bulletproof glass that turned very dark very quickly.
I have a piece of glass over here, and I don't have a piece of glass there. And I have this piece of glass here. But all we have really over here is the fake news, right? And to get me, somebody would have to shoot through the fake news. And I don't mind that so much, 'cause I don't mind that.
Ah, ha, 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 ha. He doesn't mind seeing reporters get shot. That would be fun for him. I don't know, at least he's being honest for once, I guess. His spokesperson, this guy Stephen Cheung, this is the statement he released. The president's statement about protective glass placement has nothing to do with the media being harmed or anything else. It was about threats against him that were spurred on by dangerous rhetoric from Democrats. Spoken like a proud Trump University graduate. In fact, President Trump was stating that the media was in danger in that they were protecting him and therefore were in great danger themselves and should have had a glass protective shield also. There can be no other interpretation of what was said. He was actually looking out for their welfare far more than his own. Right. Well, you know, that's our Donald, always putting himself last. The idea that he is concerned for anyone's welfare, he would push Eric into traffic just to hail a cab. Trump is tired, he's short-tempered, he's irritable. In Milwaukee, he ranted and raved for 4 minutes because he was unhappy with his microphone.
Fix the mic. You gotta be kidding. Do you want to see me knock the hell out of people backstage? I'm seething. I'm working my ass off with this stupid mic. Pretend you're listening to it perfectly, and I'll come back and do another one, okay? With a decent... Hello? I don't think so. Hello? Is that better? Is that better? What crap. The only thing I asked for is a mic.
Oh, he seems like he's a lot of fun at karaoke. Well, at this point, the man is running on fumes. He's 78 years old. And watch this, because you could see and hear the precise moment when his battery completely runs out of juice.
I gotta change my whole philosophy if you don't vote me in, because I'll go back to building crazy buildings now and I won't be able to use windows anymore. They don't want windows. They don't want cows. They don't want anything.
They don't want anything. Mommy, take me home. In North Carolina yesterday, our hero appeared to suffer a concussion right in the middle of a football analogy.
They're projecting us to win, some people, like we're on the 4-yard line, not the 5-yard line, slightly better. All we have to do is carry that ball over that thing. We get into that end zone, it's over.
Slow Montana does it again. There was an exciting player that came off the bench for Trump yesterday. I have to say, there's no one I've missed more this election than this man. He may have lost this race for Senate in Georgia in 2022, but Herschel Walker was back on stage in a big way to introduce his favorite candidate, as only Herschel Walker can.
When you see what they're doing to this country, you say it's a dying shame. And it is time for it to stop. And it stopped on Tuesday when we get to the polls and we vote for my friend and your friend, Donald Trump Jr. Donald Trump, Donald J. Trump.
Whatever his name is, vote for him. Wait, he got off that stage. He got off that stage so fast, the Cowboys just signed him to start against the Eagles on Sunday. Donald Trump Jr. is not running for president yet anyway. Wait until 2028. But he really owned the libs on Halloween this year. He went dressed as... Yeah, garbage. Isn't that fun? And can you believe that costume only took him 10 hours to make? Speaking of garbage, Tucker Carlson is apparently part of a documentary, a faith-based documentary called Christianities. And this is absolutely mind-boggling. Tucker makes a very casual confession to the host of the documentary, detailing a terrifying face-off with the devil himself.
Do you think the presence of evil is kickstarting people to wonder about the good?
That's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you?
Oh yeah, I had a direct experience with it.
In the milieu of journalism, or just...
No, in my bed at night, and I got attacked while I was asleep with my wife and 4 dogs in the bed and mauled. Physically mauled.
In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon.
Tucker Carlson got mauled by a demon in bed. He got babaduked. And strangely, the most unbelievable part of the story is that he has a wife.
And then I had these terrible pains on my rib cage and on my shoulder, and I was just in my boxer shorts, and I went and flipped on the light in the bathroom, and I had 4 claw marks on either side underneath my arms and on my left shoulder. And they were bleeding.
Wait, they were bleeding?
They were bleeding, yeah.
Sounds like someone finally cracked into that ketamine Elon sent him for Christmas. So what do you do when you get attacked by a demon in bed? Well, you call your assistant, of course.
I called my assistant, who was like the only evangelical Christian I know, well enough to call with something bizarre like that, totally bizarre like that. And she said, oh yeah, no, that happens. Yeah, people are attacked in their bed by demons. What? What are you even talking about?
When he laughs, do you think that's him laughing or the demon laughing? I mean, this is bonkers. You got the dogs, you've got this is basically the story of Son of Sam. They even have video of Tucker talking to the demon.
Take me to the Capitol, I said. I grabbed the one by the neck. And when I was rebuffed, I went over to the other one. And I grabbed him in a chokehold.
Sorry, demon, that one has no soul to steal. And then we have Beelzebub's running mate, J.D. Vance, who made this confusing closing pitch to voters in Wisconsin.
This is a 6-pack under the leadership of Kamala Harris. This is a six-pack under the leadership of Donald J. Trump. Let's make America great again.
That's it. I don't know. That first six-pack looked pretty big to me. Why, if you're trying to make a comparison using visual aids to show the difference between the terrible, horrible America of Kamala Harris and then the dreamlike fantasy of Trump land, why use the biggest cans of beer anyone has ever seen? Vance was in Atlanta today, and you really have to believe Trump knows he made a mistake with this one.
I've met people who have been killed by illegal criminals brought into this country across that wide-open southern border.
He met dead people. That's right. Possibly one of those Tucker Carlson bed demons we've been hearing about. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but these people would like to be in the White House. This is my closing argument, if you will. Forget about what side you're on. I want you to just take a moment to imagine a world in which you wake up in the morning, you check the news, and no one says the words Donald or Trump. Just a bunch of normal, boring stuff. Wouldn't that be nice? No lawn signs, no red hats. No arguing with your grandfather. You check the sports. Al Roker does the weather. Off to work you go. Wouldn't that be one? Let's remove this cancerous polyp from our collective national colon and move on already. And don't forget to vote.